that's the counter. Hey everyone, Sophia here, My Great Challenge. Welcome back to another episode of my DIY bathroom makeover. The counter is in, so you saw it's a laminate, full marble. There's a whole story behind getting it, but I'm not gonna get into that because it's just too stressful. But it's here, and I'm already wiped out. This thing weighs a ton. So it is too wide, which I knew. It's 25, and I need to remove quite a lot of inches, about 2 3/4. So I need to rip it. I'll show you what I'm doing. And then I need to rip it a little bit more for where the window is, you remember? So it's about 1 inch. Then I gotta flip it over, and that's when we need to attach it to the bases. So the bases have to be drilled into the wall as well. And then I have special little pieces that are technically, you know what, where's the box? What do I do with them? Well, I'll show you. So then I have to attach it to the bases. Once it's all fixed, I have to mark where I want the sink. I have to drill the hole for the sink, drill the holes for the hot and cold water, and reattach the lines, reattach the drain, and hope for the best. Then I'll do the edging on this side and the edging on the other side. So yeah, let me show you what the plan is. All right, so right now I have it flipped upside down, and I put towels underneath so it doesn't get scratched. And it's funny because yesterday we had Chinese and I forgot to eat my fortune cookie. So Willie just brought it to me, and my fortune is, this is your day. Expect great results with those ongoing works. How about that? Okay, so that's giving me hope. So it needs to get ripped here. This is the back of it. The front has that beveled. I don't know if you saw that. So this kit comes with, it's from Hampton Bay, got it at Home Depot. It comes with the trim that I gotta put on the side. We're not there yet. So this I don't need. And then it comes with 2 of those packs. So these are the spacers that you would put on your countertop if you need clearance for drawers or stuff like that. I don't need that because my drawers are way below, okay? Remember, I have about 10 inches of nothing on those vanities. But I'm going to use those to secure this in place. So imagine, I'll use my phone, okay? This is the vanity, right? Counter is going like this. I'm going to, let's say this is like the middle part of the vanity, right, between the 2. I'm going to put 1 here and 1 here. It's going to get screwed inside the vanity here, toe-nailed, right, at an angle, and it's going to get screwed, boom, and boom, like that, onto the countertop. So what it's going to do, and I'm going to do that in the front as well. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm trying to explain. So I have a vanity here, right? I have 2 packs of 4. I'm going to put 1 in the back, 1 in the front. So it's going to stop the counter from moving backward and forward. And I'm going to put 1 on the left and 1 on the right. Flip that. That's the left, that's the right. This is starting real well. And that's going to stop it from going this way. All right? And I'm going to do the same thing on the second vanity. And then I need to screw in here to hold it to the wall, and then do the same thing over there, okay? All right, first I need to rip it. And I already measured, I need to rip 275. And once I have 275, once I have this measured, I need to figure out where I'm going to cut for the window. If it's not super straight, it's all right because there's a ledge that's perpendicular, right? That's gonna hide most of it, hopefully. 275. It's 1 inch. 1 inch, perfect. So I'm gonna use this. Hopefully you can see my mark. All right, so from here all the way up to there, I am ripping 275. And then here I'm ripping 375 because I gotta take into account the windowsill. And this fits right underneath this. That's how I calculated it. The counter itself is $281 something. Once you add the tax and the delivery, it went to $361. So this is a $361 counter. I cannot screw this up. Okay, I just can't screw this up. I have to cut it right. Hopefully I measured right. Wish me luck. It should fit the way I want it. It fits perfect. All right. Countertop. But I do have, I mean, it's exactly where it needs to be. It's just that I guess you can see I cut too much. That's what it is. And then a little bit of a damage here. This is all things that can be fixed. I think what I'm gonna do is just a 3/4 round around here. All right. But whew, okay. I like it very much. So I finally have the gap filled, which is a good thing. And then this is right underneath the window, so I can have plants. And it's covering the Home Run Pet cat litter box. And I may do something right here, I'm not sure yet. I know that over here, I'm probably gonna have to do a bracket. I mean, as long as we don't stand on it, I don't feel the need to put something. I was gonna put a leg initially, but I don't think I'm gonna do that. I think I'm just gonna do a very long bracket. Not today, okay? Today the goal is to attach this to the wall and to the units and insert the sink, okay? How do you like the pattern? It's for marble. I think it's very pretty. Is it a picture? I can't tell if it's a picture printed now. I think it's just like different stains. I really like it. And I like that it's going this way rather than that way, which really doesn't make any difference in the grand scheme of things, but to me it's a little detail. So the sink again is right here, and basically, because I know, but the brain again does brain sometimes, that makes the sink right in between, even in the center of the counter. That's why I took a 98. Okay, I know. So that way I don't look like I have a sink that's off-centered. I'll have the same amount of space here than I have over there. Yeah. Okay. Let me take a break. I'll be right back. So I'm back, and before I fix it to the wall, I was able to fix the two drawers. Remember there was an issue. Obviously I haven't screwed them to the front, but basically, just letting you know, if you're buying the same vanity, this is, let me try to move this out. Okay, this is the way it's supposed to look. All right, I had it like this. That's not what you want. You want this, and this is giving it support. All right, but I haven't attached it to the front. I'm going to, I know I have a stud right here, so I'm going to screw this into the stud. I gotta be honest, these vanities are so heavy, plus the sink and the counter. I really don't think I need to do that, but whatever. It's just holding it in place, all right? Yeah. Okay, so that's one. Let me do those drawers. Scott went to the store to get handles and one of those round thing to bore a hole for the lines, the water lines to the sink. And now it should not sag anymore. Alright. I have sawdust everywhere. So instead of using those wooden pieces that are ugly, that were meant to raise the counter, since I'm not using them, right? I was going to use them to attach the counter to the vanities. I have a ton of those left from the vanities themselves. I'm going to use those. I'll put one right here, and then I'll screw in from underneath. Alright, so let's do one. So here's one. Make sure I am where I need to be. Here's one. Okay, whew. Alright, it's not moving. Whew. Let me put the drawer back in. And I just gotta do the rest of it. Alright, here's the sink. So I did exactly the same thing. I think the box is upside down. On the other side, for the other vanity, I'm hiding my address. I put screws into the stud on the wall to hold the vanity against the wall, and then I put the brackets all around so it's not moving. Let's see what the sink looks like. Hopefully they give me a template so I know where to cut. And here is free packing material. Don't break it. porcelain, large edge all around. I mean, looks pretty good. I'll put all the links down below. Wait, no template? Get out of here. Oh my god, there's no template. Unbelievable. For real. There's no template. I gotta measure the whole thing on my own. Well, I kind of figure it out. So you put the sink upside down. So that way you can mark your holes. But I'm pretty sure what you need to do first is cut the hole for the actual sink. So a square, right? You cut that, you fit your sink in. That gives you the ability to mark where you want your holes. Then you take the sink out, you drill your holes, and then you insert your sink, okay? So portion of the sink is going to be resting on here, where the counter is resting on the two pieces of sides. I'm trying to show you that it's basically going to reinforce the counter, okay? It's the counter is not going to sink because there's a sink in it. That's what I'm trying to say, okay? You can tell I'm getting tired and I'm getting hungry. So now we're trying to figure out if we want this. This is the part that I ripped. It's the same width than the backsplash. We're trying to figure out if we want to move that towards the backsplash or if we want to move it forward a little bit. I would think about it. I guess once I have the hole, I can figure it out. All right, so we're gonna have lunch. I'll be back. Oh, and Scott came back with that bore thing. It's called a hole dozer. I marked a box. Why do I have the feeling that I'm about to ruin this counter? I don't know. 5 1/4. 5 1/4. We're in. Nice. Okay, so you see these 3 holes, right? I only need to cut this one and that one. The middle one is for the mixer, when you have one of those handles that goes like this, where they mix together. The right and left obviously is for the cold and the hot water. So when you do this and you have a sink that looks like this, you don't need to do the 3 holes, you just need to do the 2. Should I make the joke? Should I make the joke? Alright, let that sink in. I did it all by myself, okay? Look at this. So the advantage of having a counter that's higher, you're not breaking your back when you're doing anything at the sink. It's the height of a kitchen counter, really. And this is big. I can even wash things. All right, so I didn't need a template, but that would have been nice to have one. That's my review on that sink. The sink was $169, porcelain. All right. It's 250 something if you buy it with the faucet. I didn't want that. I wanted to pick my own faucet, which I regret because my faucet, you'll see, is probably going to be replaced eventually with an expensive one like a Moen or whoever's the other big brand. Only because I want something that's last. This one that I ordered is it's metal, but I don't like that they have the name of the company on it. That bothers me. I hate that. I don't need that. Okay. All right. All of this needs to get caulked. Not today. Today the sink, and then I'm cleaning and I'm done. Okay. Here's the faucet. All right. The brand is called Huron, and they had to put it right there in contrasting color. They could have done it in shiny instead, right? But no. So anyway, okay. So the first thing you need to do is put the plate on. All right, and you gotta put some putty. This is plumber's putty. I grab some of that, and I'm gonna make little snakes. Of course you can't see because I'm not paying attention. Okay, and then you put that on there. This goes on, and then as you press, sealant's gonna come out. So you just go at it like this, and you remove the excess sealant. You do a clean line. Okay. All right, at the bottom, first ones to go are these, and then these. These are the ones that are going to tighten it and secure it to the sink. The more you tighten, the more this is going to come down. So more sealant is going to come out. What you don't want, not that I know what I'm doing, what you don't want is tighten it so much that you end up cracking your sink. And I know that because I've done it before in a rental apartment in New York. It was probably the first time I ever changed a sink. Looks pretty good, huh? So far. Look, I think it looks nice. All right, I got a ton of stuff to clean at the bottom. All of the sawdust, you know, from cutting is at the bottom. I need to clean that because I need to go underneath the sink right now. And I don't want to get stuff all over, so I'll be right back. I'm telling you so that way you learn the mistake. The pipes for that faucet are meant, they were sold as a suggestion for that particular sink. But that sink is technically meant to be on the edges of a vanity, like a standalone vanity, not a countertop like I have. So when I installed it and I put the pipes in there, because of the thickness of this, which should not be, if you had your sink the way it's meant to be, your pipe would be long enough for you to put in the gasket and then the black screw. But because I've added a whole inch, what happens is that once I put the black screw to attach the faucet to the sink, that leaves me with just 2 threads to connect my water. So I have to remove this part right here, and so that way I have access directly to the sink and not have that in between. So now you know. I'm sure they sell connectors, extenders and stuff like that, but I'm not going to worry about it right now. I'm just going to go ahead and remove this. Alright, so over there it's connected. So you see now it's going straight to the sink. The only problem is that it doesn't attach the sink anymore to the counter. So I'm going to have to figure out a bracket system or something. Alright, not today. And then both lines are connected. I have this one, that's the hot water, and then the right one, flexible, goes all the way up to here. So now all we have to do is connect the drain. Alright, the drain is this thing, and by the way, it's not, you notice that there's no close off thing, right? It's a push down. I like that. It's got a little gasket right here. You just push that in. Right here. Close. Alright. Is that how that works? Yeah. Alright, so this goes in here. And then on the underside, you have this one first and then this. And then the rest is the regular drain. So this is just to attach it to the sink. So now, I knew that this, was that money? Look, money fell out of the old pipe. I knew this was not going to work because this was adapted to the old sink and the old pipe that came with it. So what you can do as an option is called simple drain, okay? And it's basically an adapter. And the advantage of it is that it's easy to remove. If you have a clog or anything like that, just remove the whole thing. And, you know, it's just easy, all right? Let's do that. We're going to install it. So it attached to the drain from the sink. It's like a rubber thing, right? And then this you put in the other one. And I think that's how it works. Comes with all the gaskets. Yeah. Oh, this works. Why do I have a feeling it's not gonna work? I have no idea if this is gonna work. Alright, so my pipe stops just about here. Right, so they give you this gasket thing, this rubber, you put it like a glove over it and then you close off with this. And then you either, if you have a pipe like from here, you would go and do an elbow with it and plug it into that. I kept this. So you basically cut the extra tubing, you place that in, and then you close, and that's basically the new drain pipe. So we're gonna turn the water on and hope for the best. Yeah, I'm having Scott tighten everything because I don't trust my grip. All right, turning the water on. Yeah, that's good. All right.
Try it.
Try it?
Yeah, try it.
You got to check for leaks, okay? Ooh, the water came out black and brown. Why is it stopped?
I don't know.
All right, let's not panic. All we had to do was take out the aerator, the little thing here, and then does it show over on this? Right.
Yeah, there.
Okay, and we had to clean it up because there was like a whole bunch of little black stuff. So there we go. Hot and cold. working. And we're gonna check for leaks. No leak, no leak, no leak, no leak on the pipe. Let's look at the other pipe. No leak. Whew. Okay. Let me clean up and then I'll give you a final look. The only issue is that the sink moves a little bit, so it's got to be caulked. I'm not doing that tonight. I am tired. I have a working sink. Would you look at this? And no gap. I think this is the payoff right there. No gap. Right in the center. Telling you. Sometimes I do think. And it works. Alright, so the issue was the aerator. There was like some dirt in it, you know, from the soldering and the factory, and now it's working. And there is no leak. So Scott bought new handles. He got buttons. Everything is going to be little black buttons. And this week he's going to help me out. He's going to move the mirror. It needs to be moved by about 3 inches to accommodate the backsplash, and then he's going to try to figure out something with this plug. I would like to keep it, but if we can keep it, that's fine. I don't feel like I want to notch the backsplash. And then I'll put a little bit of a lip on that side as well. Over here, I'll put a quarter round to cover the little bit of a gap that I have. And then I'll finish this side here. I have to put a big bracket to hold this, and then put the finishing, whatever they call it. Okay, so this is what it looks like. What do you all think? I don't know, I'm impressed. I hope you are too. I think it looks really, really cool. Would you look at this? It's pretty much what I had as a vision, isn't it? Other than, you know, obviously I changed the color of the cabinets and color of the countertop, but I think it looks really good. And I like this pattern. I really do. Does it look fake? Not really. You know, I mean, you got to come close and like, oh yeah, it's laminate. What do you think of the sink? I purposely picked a sink that had a wide lip, so that way it keeps the counter splash free. And then remember, I put it all the way to the back, so that when I put the backsplash, it's against the backsplash. Much easier to clean and whatnot. This, I'm not a big fan of the faucet. Listen, budget, okay? We're probably gonna have it for a couple of years, and then when it starts to be dingy or whatnot, I'll get a new one. And then this is pretty cool. Look at that. And it works. I don't know why they have the Mercedes logo here. Oh, and I love that I can put the soap right here instead of the counter, because that way it's easier to clean. Okay, so let me say goodbye and you guys tell me, what do you think? And no leak. Did I mention no leak? So that was today's video. The next time you'll see me, I will be doing the backsplash and finishing the side over there, putting on handles, and then after that it will be the floor. Okay, we are almost, I can smell it, we are almost done. Then it's decorating, putting nice things. I want to keep it nice and clean. There's so much drawer space. All my stuff is going to fit in here. I don't have to have a container on the counter, nothing. I might bring a little night light, and then definitely plants. And you know, the cats have not been here yet. I think it's because I was playing with tools and stuff. But thumbs up if you liked it. Don't forget to subscribe right here in the corner. Hit that bell button so you get notified whenever I post a new video. And let me see what else. Find me on Facebook and Instagram at mygreatchallenge. Patreon, patreon.com/mygreatchallenge for exclusive content not shared here on YouTube. And that would be it. I am mangled. I am mangled. I will see you in the next video. Friday's video is a thrift with me, by the way. See you later. Thanks for watching. Bye.